Hey Bobby,
Hi, Katel. How are you?
I'm good.
I just want to say thank you for all your hard work. Did you have fun doing the presentation?
Thanks a lot for the opportunity. Actually, I really enjoyed working with the metaverse and the AI tools. Like that was very overwhelming and also seriously enjoyed a lot.
Say that last part again.
Yeah,
Interesting. So hold on, I'm just
yeah.
getting settled. Give me 2 minutes to grab my coffee and I'll be right back because I do want to
Okay.
have a conversation about what you just said. I'm curious. So just give me 1 second to grab my coffee.
Yes.
I stepped out of the room to get my coffee and my dog ate my Danish. It is definitely Monday morning.
Yeah.
So I didn't really because what I did was when we did the presentation, I had put next week's date to start working on um
Okay.
Gianluca's lab. So this week, I was hoping Arunima would be here because what we need to do, I think, before Thursday, um, is kind of get our recommendations because the TSC or TOC was kind of, I guess, impressed, but still, that's not the format they usually get the recommendations in. So I need to get them down on a wiki page and get them to either discuss, approve, or create a new task force. So those are the three ways each one of those recommendations can go. And I think a lot of them are just going to get approved. The AI one needs a task force, and so does the metaverse. I don't think they're interested in the metaverse at all, even though I think that's a huge mistake. Um, I don't think I was a little confused when Tracy, the head of the TOC, asked me if you could get out to an external website from the metaverse. So I guess she just doesn't like get the whole um, power of the metaverse because that was like a question that I thought everybody understood that was the whole point. Um, so I think that I'm not sure if they're ready for that part of it, but I know they're definitely ready for an AI task force. Um, that I think that will have no brainer. And I don't know, what are your thoughts about the documentation task force? I mean, I think our work is defined, but I don't think it's finished.
Yes, right. Actually, we have distributed the sections, committees, but still we have not go through the projects. Like not much projects have approached us for the help or the tools, and not everyone the other projects in the hyperledger know that we can help them with the tools and all. Like right now, we are currently focusing on the AI thing, but yes, so like I'm also not clear with the like how are we going to implement the AI task force. And yes, like the AI task force and the documentation task force will go hand in hand, or like there would be two task force or what? Because I think like we should like create the what we have like recommended them, the you said the AI task force, and Tripur set some tools also, and also like the dashboard thing. So like I was thinking like we can like create those stuffs, because like that would really help the onboarding and user guide people. Like yeah, so I was thinking about
So
this.
again, the dashboards, I'm not sure where they would live though. Like, would you get at them through the wiki page? Because again, when I talked to Nico about them, I said, this is a great idea. We want to give you a dashboard. And he basically said, I don't log on to Hyperledger Wiki. I do everything in GitHub. So the dashboards don't mean anything to me. But he was also the one that said, I didn't know where to go when I needed to move my project forward. And I wasn't sure. And again, when they presented to get out of incubation to graduated, Cactus and Firefly used two very different formats. So although he said
Yes.
he didn't want it, he obviously needs it. But where do you
Yes.
think would be a good place for the dashboards to reside?
Uh, Actually, like we can distribute, like we have 3 to 4 sections, like for the maintainer, for the contributor, for the community members, for the community enthusiast. So I guess everyone, like when I was finding for the open source project, like when I was applying in the LFX, when I saw Hyperledger, I like didn't navigate to Hyperledger website. I go to Hyperledger GitHub page. So like we can maybe incorporate there, or like yes, we need a proper research thing before doing that. So because not everyone go to the website.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like if the organization is open source, like this is the human mindset. We every time click the GitHub page of the organization, not the website page.
Yeah.
So yes, so like we can do something with the GitHub page of, of the Hyperledger
Okay, let me know.
maybe.
Just getting gonna share my screen in a second.
And also like I was asking like if the AI task force is the like will go hand in hand with the documentation task force, or like this will be two different task force and will be working on different things,
Well,
or
see,
like
that's a really good question. So when we
okay.
talk about Gianluca's FAQ, he's already
Yes.
like ready to do a GitHub repository and have people contribute text to it and go to that advanced model. So he's gonna be a lab. I'm just like I'm just gonna recommend that next week we start forking that lab. And also what I thought would be beneficial is that as we take his project through, we create the user guide using whatever AI tools we wanted. So although that he would be a lab, the documentation task force is going to kind of use him as a model. But the
Okay.
documentation task force, okay, so the AI task force is going to be different. And I'm not sure if they're going to want to do a separate task force than the GitHub FAQ lab. I think they might just say everyone can refer to the documentation recommendations when they're creating
Yes.
documentations. And if we're using an AI tool in our process, great. So they might not go for the AI task force as much as the lab. And I hope you will become one of the contributors to that lab, because
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
awesome with that
Obviously.
Gianluca. Yeah. But I do think they're going to either keep the documentation. So this is what a couple of years ago, the TOC got rid of working groups, which were open-ended, which I liked, because that's where the learning materials was, and learning materials doesn't end. And I feel the same for documentation. So to say that we're
Yes.
going to end the task force is hard for me. That's why I suggest a library, because that's obviously where the documentation task force morphs
Yes.
into a library. But again, a
Yes.
library is only as good as the resources you attach to it. If I'm not working on that library every week, it's going to get old real quick.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that's interesting. It's like, how much do you want to, how much assets do you want to throw at something to keep it working and keep it good? It's, the grass is greener where you water it. So with that said, again, we have to make recommendations to the TOC. And after talking to you, I'm not so sure that we need the AI task force, maybe just Gianluca's lab and something, a recommendation
Yeah.
for the library and to keep the documentation task force going. So I'm going
Yes.
to share my screen real quick. So this is Zoom. Oh, come on. Don't even start, dogs. I'm going to kill you both if you start barking. You just ate my Danish and now you're going to fight? Ugh. I have a puppy and he's driving me crazy.
He
So this
must
is
be cute.
the GitHub page. And I am logged in already. So what are we suggesting that when you get Lucy, when you get here, there'll be, when you log in, a button or something for your dashboard?
Yes.
And that information that would be on your dashboard would be pulled from your user login persona?
Yeah.
So we would need, like, maybe to make up some wireframes as to what that would look like and
Right.
how it would pull information. So again, I can write that up as to the recommendation of the documentation task force, is that we want to, oh, somebody else is here. Gianluca, hello.
Gianluca.
Hello. Sorry for the delay.
No,
Because
no worries. We're just going
okay.
over the future of like what the recommendations are going to be and stuff. So let me recap you as to what we've discussed. We've
Okay.
kind of figured out that we're not so sure we need an AI task force after looking at everything. I think we just need to put the lab together next week, so that the AI FAQ is a lab of its own. And
Really?
yeah, I'm gonna get I'm on the TOC for another few weeks. Can you hold on a second? I have to do some household management. I'll be right back. If you guys talk for a second, that's great.
Sure.
Okay. If you need support or information, or you want something else, you can ask me. I will provide you. I don't know, documentation. Also, if I will be available. But, I can help you. I can support you. Okay.
Yeah, we were discussing about
Sorry.
the AI task force and also about the dashboard thing, like where should we put that? Because Bobby talked to Niku and he said like he doesn't want right now, but yes, he would need that in future. So we were like researching and brainstorming about where should we put the dashboard thing. And also like Bobby told like you are going to create some repository for the FAQ AI, and so
Okay, if I understand right, the proposal, the new tool is accepted, or they want to
they
accept? No.
yeah, like they didn't like the metaverse concept because they thought like that
Okay.
would be a impossible type thing. They
Mhm.
liked your FAQ wala thing, and also like Bobby told like next week we should like tell them in deep or elaborately, like how should we do the recommendation. Also, they want these things in the wiki page. So like we need to deliver again.
Okay, okay, perfect.
Yeah, so Bob is telling about that only.
Yeah, so sorry about that. I'm back and it's going to be calm from now on. So yeah, so I think that next week when we meet, I will start trying to figure out how, again, because we're going to use your lab, Gianluca, as a pilot for our documentation AI stuff. Whether we store it in the metaverse or store it on a wiki page, that's up to the people at Hyperledger. But we're definitely going to move forward with that lab on next week. So we'll copy the GitHub repo that Tracy made, and we'll see how easy it is, hopefully using a chat bot or a chat GPT to make the steps really easy so that the next person who comes in like you, Gianluca, with a great idea and wants to get it, into Hyperledger, has an easy checklist rather than, again, I'm sure you're sitting here with your great idea, like, what's a lab? How do I do that? Like, how do I get help? So we want to make that process easier, and we're going to use AI as we help you or become, because we're all a part of your project too. We're going to be maintainers and contributors, get that project through. And I don't mean your project, but it's, they like to have one person as a maintainer, and I'd be the TOC person. I have decided not to run for the TOC another year, only because it's very time consuming. And I'm not subsidized by my company. So it is also a financial drain for me. So I am going to not nominate this year, which I think is better for me because then I can work more on this library idea. And I really think that storing this information in a place like the metaverse, once it's easier for people to get in and out of, is the way to go. In the meantime, we can just duplicate my efforts. I'll put my stuff up both on the metaverse and the wiki page. But for the TOC, what we have to get together for Thursday is a wiki page with recommendations. So what I'm sharing my screen is because we decided that one of the recommendations for the task force is the dashboards with the information, and Kajal suggested, which I agree with completely, that it be put somewhere on the GitHub page, because that's where the maintainers who need the dashboards the most and use this stuff the most are going to go. So somehow we have to figure out a wireframe for that, how it would look on this page. Like maybe, I still think everywhere you come in, there should be, I would do this, take a screenshot of this for our recommendations, and maybe put a library or dashboard button on here just to give them an idea of, because when I come in, here's the thing for me. I come in as a TOC member. So I come in here, and I came in from just typing GitHub Hyperledger. Usually I go in through, the wiki page or whatever to get here. So I have all the things I need to do right here on my pull request, which I guess they're going to say is my dashboard. But it really doesn't have, if I don't know what this looks like if I'm a project maintainer, how helpful this is. But maybe Kajal, we could use a page like this where you'd go to your pull requests. And that could be your dashboard. What do you think of that?
Maybe we can do that. So you are
I'm just
asking
trying
to
to figure out
generate.
where the dashboard should go.
So you are saying that we should create a pull request, or
No. I'm just saying that when I go, so as a TOC member, I get to my GitHub page, and I have a pull request with 3 things. I don't
yes,
know what I have to do for the TOC until I get to
yes.
this page. So then I say,
Yes.
okay, so Sawtooth came in, I got to read that quarterly report and I got to comment on it. Same thing with Caliper came in. I
Yes.
got to read
Yes.
that project status report and I have to comment on it. So that to me, this is my GitHub dashboard. And when I'm just
Yes.
asking, what enhancements to this do you see? And do you see it in the same spot, but for every, like, so I don't know when a maintainer logs in, whether they go to their pull request and they get a list of things they have to do. Is that there for them? I don't know. So that again is definitely something we have to get answers to. And I think the answers come from David Boswell.
Yeah, right. Like every person has like his or her point of view, like where he wants to go. Like you have to come to pull request page. Uh, like if I am going to contribute, if I am a newbie contributor, I will go to the issues page. So from there I'll see the issue and all. And if someone who wants to know about the hyperledger, he would go to the readme and then read the instructions and how to contribute and all. So yes.
Yeah. So, oh my God. Hold on just a second. Somebody opened the door back. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So, okay. So for me, for Thursday, I'm going to have to work on filling these out with our recommendations, because this task force either has to dissolve and reissue because it was only supposed to be 6 months, or they just continue it. But we can fill in our recommendations for what our deliverables were due, and I can do that before Thursday. That's great. Get that up. And then one of the things I'm going to suggest also again is we're going to do the lab for the frequently asked questions, and I think we'll get a lot of other contributors from a lot of other projects who would be interested in how that works and how that runs, which will be great. We'll find that out. I'm going to announce that next Monday's meeting will be for that, to set up that lab and to get that organized. So we'll see how much interaction from the community we get with that one. I'm also going to try to, again, let me just hop in here. Try to, oh, what just happened there? Okay, good. Try to work on this. So again, so here's our recommendations. We did the metaverse library. I didn't personally think it went over well. I thought it like landed really flat. Like nobody had questions. Nobody was like thumbs upping it. Like I didn't think that they were ready for that. And the questions they asked, again, like I said, were just show they didn't have a basic understanding of how intense a metaverse can operate. So we'll put that on. We'll shelve that one for a minute. Kajal, we're definitely going to work on the dashboards and the checklists. The content creation hub, whether it is on a wiki page or in here where we have, if you click here, you're going to get to the logos and the brand assets. Here's just pictures of the logos under the new branding. Over here, we're going to put And this is what I'm going to start working on, because I want this section in here to support this. So in other words, I want to be able to have I'm sorry, I'm making everybody dizzy. I just want to get to fabric. Where's fabric? I just went around in a big circle. Oh, there it is. So what I want to get to is that all of these stations have the same information. It has the information as your best practice badge, like whether you have it, whether you're earning it to something else, but that all that information would be there. And what I want to work on, whether, again, I'm going to put all this stuff on a wiki page for people who don't like the metaverse, but I want to have all of these stations have very similar information, starting with how to install. And I want to use Fabric as an example, and I want to be able to take Fabric, take like whether it's their basic install GitHub repository, README, make the docs, whatever they used, run it through ChatGPT, and say, give me 10 steps to install the easiest way possible Fabric. And then do that for all of the project's repo and have that information here. And also maybe have it in the Hyperledger library and ask that kind of thing. So that's what I want to work on with getting the documentation down. And then that way, like you said, Kajal, we can actually help the other projects. We can go to them after we have these basic guides put up here. And that can take, there's no hurry to do it. I'm going to try to do it, do at least one of them this week and see if it works out. And maybe, again, that's when I thought it would be great to have a metaverse task force so we could sit and talk about what each one of those stations should have and how, AI tools can support the information on those stations. But I'm not sure, again, I'll find out this week at the TOC meeting how they feel about that task force or whether they just want it on a wiki page. But I do think at best, or at worst case scenario, our recommendations are that all projects should use ChatGPT with a certain prompt to get their frequently asked question or how to install the easiest way. And then all the stuff on that for that somewhere on their page, on their wiki page, to help them start with some consistency and documentation. And then again, I really thought we discussed this to death, the GitHub and the make the docs, read the docs. Where are we putting the content creation hub? Well, I see it on the metaverse. But again, I don't know if the Hyperledger people are jumping in on that. So I was just going to put it on a wiki page, kind of like, let me share my screen again. Kind of leave it on this work in progress section that they have under the architect, where I put the dashboards. I was just going to under dashboards and badging. So if you're working on dashboards and badging, Kajal, let me just, I would put any wireframes or any screenshots or anything relating to putting them on the GitHub repository on this page. I think that would be somewhere to look. And I'm going to create a page under here, and I'm going to call it community documentation or creation hub or whatever, and then list the recommendations. The same recommendations that would be in here, but just on a wiki page. So I'm going to do double the work for the wiki page in the metaverse. But again, I'm not going to maintain this metaverse for too long if nobody, uses it or they don't promote it at Hyperledger. Because if it's not something that they talk up, no one's going to enter it or go to it. I'm still waiting for the technology. If you'll see for a second, let me just do this. So I was just going to do another wiki page there for Content Hub and put the information there. So they're saying at Agora World, which is the leasing of the metaverse space, that the metaverse can be a drop-in on your website. So I put the code. Oh, I'm not on the Firefly browser. That's a problem. Okay. So let me get to the right browser. Oh, again, my computer, I apologize for its timing. And it's supposed to load. I think that once that technology is solid from Agora World, that Hyperledger will drop this on their website, which would be, you know, the end game. Excuse me. Why is this not going anywhere? Oh my God, my computer is so bad. And I'm frozen, so I'm gonna stop sharing if I can. So again, the technology is supposed to be, go to my website, ledgeracademy.com. You'll see that there's a, and if you would test it for me, I would appreciate your feedback. I don't know if it doesn't work because I'm in my own little internet here. But it's supposed to have, once you log into Agora World and you type in a room code right on your website, be able to, you know, cruise around, and that would be a game changer for Hyperledger to put that, you know, content creation hub right on their website. So that's what I'm hoping. They said the technology's there, but again, I downloaded the code and I can't get it to load, but test it out for me. Go to ledgeracademy.com and see if you can get on Agora World. That would be great to know. So things like that. Again, the technology is going to be changing so much that that metaverse won't be such a barrier anymore as it is now. So to recap, to give everybody back some of their Monday, I'm going to share my screen again. Let me see if I can get back to the GitHub. I mean, the wiki pages. Okay, so right here, it should be a box with the intranet there, but it's not there, or Agora World. So I'll do a page for Content Creation Hub here. And I will start with Fabric, and I will take ChatGPT and I will run it through their install and get the tips and put it up on the wiki page with the process on how to do it. So that's something we'll share with the maintainers and see how that starts going. And I will work on the recommendations. Gianluca, next week we'll start creating the lab with the code, moving it over and getting approval for the frequently asked questions to be a lab. And Kajal, if you would start working on this page to be the GitHub. I know you did a lot more work, and there's a lot more
great.
from the PowerPoint.
In my opinion, it's a great news.
Oh, good.
I don't know, but if you agree, I also like to share some good news when you finish your.
Oh, I'm finished. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. I try to share my screen. Okay. The first news is that. Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Most of the improvements are already implemented. So we have a new open source model released last week. So we have best result. If you want to check, I already downloaded 55 pages of wiki from Hyperledger documentation. So we can check, for example, one more complex question like could be I don't know if Hyperledger is modular, for example. Does Hyperledger fabric is modular? And it takes, I think, 30 seconds because it's a very big model, but it's competitive to ChatGPT. Yes, it's And he replies that yes, Cyberledger Fabric has a highly modular and configurable architecture and blah blah blah. And also about the installation, how can I install Hyperledger Fabric?
That's what I need.
Yeah. And now the answer makes sense. Already tested.
So instead of copying the make the docs readme for installation on Fabric and putting it in Chat GPT, you're saying you've already given the model the information, so all you have to do is ask the question.
Yeah. Also, for example, I can share what I learned writing documents or white paper or both, if you prefer, and also the community, other people prefer this solution. Um, I mean, I can share my knowledge and also my code as well. But if they ask me other support tools, I don't know, documentation.
No. This is so how the labs work. Again, this is great news that we're going to move forward with this as a lab and get a lot of support from Hyperledger. So you will get some resources, and as soon as the TOC approves the lab, which doesn't really take any time at all, that
Okay.
starts to happen. So then the GitHub repository is open source on their website or on their GitHub site, where other people can help you. You get a wiki page set up in the labs. So a lot of, support happens, but you're under no pressure to do anything but just incubate, play around, see what comes out.
Okay.
Like whereas
That's the answer.
when you're doing
Also.
the lab to incubation, you have to have your security, your licensing, all that stuff lined
Yes.
up. Whereas a lab, you don't have to worry about any of that. You're just playing around. You're just getting your technology down.
Yeah, sure. That's the answer. To install a Ledger Fabric, follow this step. Blah blah blah. Question. Blah blah blah. Question. Question. And so it continues. Also, can share the some instruction dot slash install fabric dot and so on. So it's more now it's more competitive. It's a good answer, and I
Yeah, you can see
also
the difference between last week and this week.
yeah, because this is the best open source model at the moment. It's better than Llama, which is the meta open source model, and it's competitive to ChatGPT. Uh, I'm running in Google Colab because it's using the GPU as well, and also I'm using 25 documents. The last time, I think there are two or three documents, no
Yeah.
more. So, but yeah, it's able to use also hundreds or PDF.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
hundred
that's
of PDF.
where that's going to be so powerful.
Okay, okay, perfect. And so for the next step, I prepared, I think that one like a timeline for sharing knowledge. But so next step could be to share you say to share the source code.
Yeah. So what?
Okay.
So let me just go back here. Let me see if I can get pretty easy
Okay.
back to the TOC.
So I can
Yeah. Let me.
if you want
So
to
the
share.
first step in creating a lab. So where is?
Okay. So, but sorry, I can start creating a GitHub repo on my account. Okay,
But
if
what
you
I'm saying
want.
is you don't need to do it on your account. Let me see if I can get.
Okay, okay.
So you can do a GitHub repository in Hyperledger's GitHub
Mm-hmm.
for the lab. Why can't I find this? Let me just see if I can get it. That was easy.
Mhm.
So this is what we're going to follow next. So,
Mhm.
so we'll fork this GitHub repo,
Mhm.
fill out. So you fork this and then you fill
Mhm.
out with your information, bringing in an existing repo. So
Mhm.
this is the stuff that I was going to start to pick apart on Monday,
Mhm.
so that we have your code in a GitHub repo,
Mhm.
and then we can all work on it.
Okay. So this week I can start forking that repo.
Exactly.
Okay, and next
And then when
Monday.
we get approval on Thursday for this to move forward, we'll
Mhm.
just put that repo. I'm not sure how it gets into a lab here, but I'm sure it has the directions, because Tracy is very good about documenting things.
Mhm.
So here's all, here's your proposal, where it fits in with our mission.
Mhm.
Here's the repo you fork, and these are the stewards. So I will talk to one of these people on Thursday
Mhm.
and see if they are interested. Actually, I'll just email Vipin because I know him pretty well, and see if he wants to sponsor you
Perfect.
as a GitHub steward, and then we're good to go. So before next Monday, I would just suggest you read through all this stuff. And if you want to
Mhm.
start, forking that and start filling it out, that's great. Monday, we'll go through it and we'll, help out where you need help and see how we move forward.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah,
But
it's all under the lab page in the wiki on how to do it.
Mhm.
And then you'll be listed here as a lab.
Okay, right. That's great.
Yes, you'll have right here
That's great.
your
Yeah,
link
thank you.
to.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, that's great.
Yeah, so this is, again, and this is the stuff that we want to be able to make simple
Mhm.
for people to find and use. So this is, again, the future for that. And then I will write up under the GitHub for the TOC, under the task force page, what our recommendations are. And
Mhm.
if Kajal, you want to just take a stab at working on those dashboards, that would be great.
Yeah, sure, I would definitely.
And then we'll put it in the wiki and I'll copy it to, and you said that you got into Agora World on Ledger Academy?
Yes, I saw there was World.
Were you able to see the school and the absolute
Uh,
walk around the metaverse in there, or did you just see the box for it?
saw the box only. I didn't enter yet.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think that. Oh, Gianluca, were you able to actually walk around the metaverse through that website portal?
Um, sorry.
So the website portal on Ledger Academy's website, were you able to actually get into the metaverse and walk around, or did you just see the placeholder for it?
Okay. So I have to log in the metaverse.
It's giving you the option to log in?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. I can't get that far on my system. Okay. That's good to know. So it's working.
Okay, log in.
So I
Nice
can drop
loading.
that code into the wiki page for our recommendations. Oh, I got it too now. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm joining. At the moment, I'm joining.
This will be so cool if it works. It didn't work last week. And I'm on a Brave browser. Oh. Well, that's farther than I got last week, so this is good news.
Very good news.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that happens sometimes when I'm building. It gets that pink screen and it kicks me out. So this is something I'll work on. Let's see if I can get into Ledger Academy Hub.
Okay, it's downloading the event.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I think it's opening. Yes, I'm in. But
Did it turn pink and kick you out?
I mean, I will go inside.
Yeah, see, I can't get in. It keeps kicking me out. I'll call up Ethan and ask him what's going on. I say, Ethan, it doesn't work.
Yeah, upstairs or on the first? Okay.
Oh, you're in?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, good. I see. I hit join and
Oh,
I get kicked out right back to this screen.
but my microphone try to. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start. I want to see your screen.
Yeah. I muted my microphone because oh, yeah, it's very impressive.
Oh, good. I'm glad it works for you. I'm gonna have to turn on an old computer and see if I can get it to work on that one. Again, mine just keeps kicking me out. Okay, so I will be at the TOC meeting Thursday and I will discuss our recommendations and our lab, and I will get us a sponsor for the lab, and we will meet Monday to move that lab forward. Congratulations, Gianluca.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Big things, big things.
Congratulations. Uh-huh.
And to you, Kajal, because you're going to be part of this whole process too. It's all of us. So I'll
Yeah.
talk to you guys on Monday.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And if you have any
Bye.
questions, Gianluca, just reach out to
No,
me. And
yeah, just a question. Yeah, yeah. I will send you a message on LinkedIn when you have
perfect.
time. You can reply me. No, no
I will.
worries. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, you too. Bye.